this way before. Traveled through the open door. Circumstances navigated the path. And life happened all so fast. No, it got lonely. Sometimes you see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm offbeat, I still land on my feet. And nothing can shake me. Cause I know life took a hold on me. I never. This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a play for no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games to play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. It's fight for millions. Take a second, see the blessing in it. From much expected, much is given. When I made the living, now I'm giving back to children. Never let the power come first before your happiness. Yes, you can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine up, let them see your brilliance. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. We're bringing it to life. Oh, for the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
This my personal statement. Run the game like I'm aces. Learn and develop patience. Determined to be the greatest. Yeah, bobbing and weaving. They changing up like the seasons. Indigenous to the grind. So I do it for all my people. Jabbing the competition. Back up against the rope. She fighting for recognition. I'm fighting just to promote equality where we lacking. While cancer slowing our road. I'm confident we'll make it. We focus on common goals. Yeah.
Give back, give love, giving something away. Never give up, stand tall to fight another day. 2 toes, 2 feet, I stand on the ground. I'm going back soon and fight this final round. Life's a play for no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Can't play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. Telling you the truth, it's all in what you do, some things you gotta do, I'm gonna share all that I have and give to those in need. So we're gonna win this battle, fight that disease. No more kids, children leaving us. That's young. We got to be open door. No, I know that.
Are you waiting?
Great job.
Hey.
Oh my God.
Cancer is killing, millions and millions of people. Me and my team, along with Sam Watson and his team, we're going to stand together and fight this disease.
I come this way before. Travel through the open door. Circumstances navigated the path. And life happened all so fast. No, it got lonely. Sometimes you see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm offbeat, I still land on my feet. And nothing can shake me. Cause I know life took a hold This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a play for no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games we play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. See things you gotta do. It's fight for millions. Take a second, see the blessing in it. From much expected, much is given. When I made the living, now I'm giving back to children. Never let the power come first before your happiness. Yes, you can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine up, let them see your brilliance. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. We're bringing it to life. Ooh,
For the children.
it's a given. You gotta give it. Be a blessing.
This my personal statement.
Ain't like I'm A6. You turn to be the greatest, yeah. Bobbing and weaving and changing up like a season. Oh man, what's up, y'all? I appreciate y'all coming in the building, man. Thank you guys so much. JP, Era JQ, what it do? Big homie, Kino, Adolfo. I am J. Lou Dez. Yeah, it's falling off, man. That's why you in the building. What's up, Rob G? Hey, Miss Bird, KB, K Sim, Super Bros, Roland, Cedric, TTT. I'll be in there tomorrow. Oh, next week, right? What's up, Brian? What's up, Young Merv? What's up, Plagiarism? I appreciate you coming in here. Thank you guys so much. So much. And we'll rock out like I'm trying to fix this mic. That's what I'm doing. The shit is limping on me. All right, come on, stay. All right, we're gonna do it. It's too high though. All right, we're gonna see if that works. Guess what? I gotta get another mic stand. I keep on getting these $20 mic stands, but I got a new office. Coming. You know what I mean? I got a new anyway. No more. We're gonna play this trailer. See, I'm learning all the.
You're watching America This Morning, America's #1 early morning.
Time after time after time, we are watching murderers go free. They hide behind their badges, they hide behind their white privilege, and they use the excuse that they fear for their lives to murder our young people in cold blood.
It's done.
X, my brother.
No. Don't think about it.
All you self-righteous assholes do is march and destroy your own communities. Killing me won't change a goddamn thing.
It's a lot different when it's a grown black man standing around it.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, man, smash the like button. What's up, Mr. Berryhill, man? So we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. You know what I mean? We got PBC and Tom Brown spilled the beans today. You know, he wants to. Tom Brown is shitting on Canelo this week. He's like, he's a coward, man. We offered him all the money we had and the 3 best fighters we have. But my perspective is, if you offer Spence to Canelo, that means you're not interested in the Crawford fight, really. And you will do anything. You will do anything to get Canelo, which is an atrocity, because if Canelo walks through all three, PBC has to fold. You know, it won't be able to. I mean, not unless they do astronomical numbers, which I think Benavidez and Earl would do astronomical numbers. Hey, Rachel. And I think that Tom Brown said too much today. And he said some things that he could never, ever get back. And this speaks to how much power Al Haymon has. And he has too much power. These contracts that these fighters are under is detrimental to them, and they don't even know it, because he overpays them slightly, but they don't fight as frequently. So let's say, for example, you got paid 115% on a job. So that means you're making 15% more. Now these fighters are happy as hell. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm getting a bag. Hell yeah. But with the reality, if you only getting 115% once a year, when you should be getting 100% 3 times a year, you done lost out on 185% profit. Am I right? These fighters should be fighting 3 times a year. Not every fight is a $20 million fight. Some fights are a $3 million fight. Some fights are a $1 million fight, you know, and these fighters have been bamboozled to believe that if I pay you a little bit more, if I pay you 5 cents on every dollar, you're getting more money. And here's what's going to happen. These fighters that are these core fighters are going to be the Francisco Vargases of the world, the Yorkis Gamboas of the world, where the Robert Guerreros of the world, where they're now fighting on the B side against these cheap young fighters. Like Francisco Vargas fought that young brother who's exciting, who has loads of potential, but he's a cheap asset. Let me get some. Kennedy wants me real quick. I'll be right back. Give me a second, Kennedy.
Cancer is killing, millions and millions of people. Me and my team, along with Sam Watson and his team, we're going to stand together and fight this disease.
I come this way before, travel through the open door. Circumstances navigate the path, and life happened all so fast. No, it got lonely. Sometimes you see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm off beat, I still land on my feet, and nothing can shake me, cause I know life took a hold on. I never. This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a play with no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games get played, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do.
Thank you guys for waiting. Thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. So what I'm saying is when you're fighting once a year, it's detrimental to your career long term. And it's like an NBA player, or it's like you only working, let's see, for one season out of the year. They're gonna pay you 15% above your salary, but you only gonna get paid for 3 months. Would you want that in your life? Yeah, right. Get one. I'm asking. I'm simplifying it so it all can make sense to everybody. And we sit here and we act dumb, and these fighters act stupid, like, oh, he's the best, you know. And they don't know the reason why they're fighting these fighters that are less than where they should be is because they don't want to pay the other corner. You haven't seen $2 million. When was the last time you saw $2 million fighters in the ring for PBC? Pacquiao, Ugas. So the last two, Pacquiao, and Ugas and but outside of that, you haven't seen it. You haven't seen Tony Harrison versus Lubin. You haven't seen Jared Hurd versus Jamal Charlo. You haven't seen, because these fighters have guarantees on on they talking to my accountability team. So I need you guys to understand this. So moving forward, you got to revert back to Tim Smith, and you got to revert back to what Tom Brown says, because they that was years ago, right? Yeah. I don't think Barrios made $1 million. It's they're in a pickle, man. I think they fighting for their survival, man. I really believe that they're fighting for their survival. Because why would you always, I'm gonna make this make sense for y'all. Why would you offer Canelo your 3 best fighters when your best fighters are not fighting each other? That's an act of desperation, right? It's like being on the 29th of the month, right? You on the 29th of the month, and you got to make a move. He got to make a move. He lost the guaranteed money from Fox. How much was that? $40 million a year or something like that? I don't know. Someone feel free to look it up. But for real, appreciate you, Edward. It's so important that everybody understands the play, and you respond how you want to respond. If you're comfortable with it, sign with PBC. If you want to get 80% of your worth, 85% of your worth, and fight 3 times a year, minimum 2, sign with Bob Arum. Like, I don't know what Eddie Hearn is doing now. He don't have no American fighters now. You know, he intentionally, DAZN said, we got to get rid of these contracts. So let's get rid of these guys. And that's what they did. Eddie Hearn did a masterful job playing with the media. But in reality, he got rid of Jesse Vargas, right? He got rid of Devin Haney. He got rid of Andrade. Who else did he have? You know, he got rid of all these guys. He did a masterful job at covering that. He's a very colorful guy. He knows how to spin the media. And for that, I give him credit. But I see the big play. You know, DAZN is really, really cutting their budget. They not doing nothing if it's not Canelo. You know what I mean? And everything will play off of Canelo. And the reason why I believe I'm being as honest as I can, and I hope Spence team is watching. I don't think Haymon believes in Spence anymore. I really, really don't. Because why would you understand business? Understand business. If Earl Spence is profitable, right? I don't care if it's a 20% return, 30% return, somewhere down there, right? I'm going to ride that. I'm going to ride that out. 30% return on your investment is great. I don't know what the return is. I'm just giving you guys an example. Now, when you play it in the big picture, why would you allow him, Earl's going to be a heavy underdog against anywhere in the 60s? Earl will be a heavy underdog against Canelo. And he would be, odds makers would have him getting stopped, right? If somewhere in there, 64, 60. Now, if Canelo has to get down to under 60 somewhere, yeah, I mean, the odds get a little bit closer because that the work that Canelo has to do to make that weight, you know, it's because if he wanted to make these fights, he should have made Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, right? Jaron Ennis, Keith Thurman. Y'all don't see the plays because y'all just stay at the first level and you call me a hater. Now, I'm comfortable being a hater. I'm very happy sitting in this chair being a hater, according to you. I'm just going to keep on telling y'all, and everything seems to happen. Tom Brown spilled the whole business play. The whole business play. It was basically impossible for Earl, even if Earl wanted to fight Terrence Crawford, he would not have fought him because Al Haymon is waiting on Canelo to make a decision. These are the truths. Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate the video, man. And but it's incredibly important that we see the play. Al Haymon can give a damn about y'all in the chat. He gonna do what he need to do. He don't care that Earl Spence wants to be undisputed. He gotta find a way to make some money. He gotta find a way to get another investor. He gotta find a way. What they're doing now is probably trying to convince Floyd to come back. Hey, Floyd, can you do this one more time, dog? One more time. It's like a drug dealer. A drug addict. One more hit. One more hit. Floyd, can you do one more hit? These are all facts, man. How the hell are you offering them that amount of money? How the hell are you offering that much money and you won't make Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez? Showtime about to fight. How the hell you won't make Charlo versus Benavidez? If you will make Benavidez versus Canelo, Charlo versus Canelo, why won't you make Benavidez versus Charlo? Do you understand the play? He's been holding Charlo out for this play. Charlo is like Al Haymon's cubic zirconian diamond. You know, the fans really believe that Charlo has a chance. He doesn't have a chance in hell against Canelo, just on sheer activity. Canelo fights 3 times a year, which means he's in camp 3 times a year. And when you're in camp 3 times a year, your body is like a machine. Jamal Charlo fights once a year for the last 4 years. He can't beat him just off activity, y'all. So it's gonna look good. Charlo gonna look amazing. He's gonna be in the best shape of his life, but he's gonna be 0.3 seconds too slow for Canelo. And Charlo's older now too, right? You know, Charlo's in his 30s, right? So, and he hasn't been properly elevated, you know. He didn't fight Chris Eubanks. He didn't fight Daniel Jacobs, you know. I think now would be a perfect time to fight Daniel Jacobs. He would be the favorite, right? But he hasn't taken those steps. He's a champion, but he's not really. He's still like in contender. He has a contender's resume though. He's a world champion though. More like 3 whole seconds, you know, somewhere in there. But Canelo will get off first, just off of sheer activity. I'm not saying that Canelo is a better athlete. Canelo is a better today in 2022. Canelo is a better boxer. Just off sheer activity, experience, ring experience, confidence. But they got us, man. You know what I mean? They got us. And if you're happy with your favorite fighter fighting once a year, then that's cool. I'm just telling you guys to play. So that means Shakur Stevenson will fight next April. Is that cool? We won't see Shakur till next April. We won't see Anthony Joshua till next September or whatever he fought, you know. We won't see who just fought? Earl Spence till next April. Are you satisfied with that? Are you satisfied with Earl fighting every 15 months? Or would you rather see him fight every 4 months? He said on this show he want to fight 3 times a year. Like most fighters, like most people. You know, you want to buy a house, you got to work. You know, you want to go on vacation, you got to build those vacation days. If you have a job or if you're an entrepreneur, you got to set money aside and figure out who's watching the kid, figure out, you know, you got to do all of this. And it's tough out here, man. Man, these fighters got no power. None whatsoever. None. Because take this into account. If Canelo says no, shouldn't the next move be Charlo Benavidez? Because Canelo said, I'm only fighting one of y'all. Y'all got to fight each other. I'm not fighting. I'm not taking all these fights. Why would I take all these fights when I got $50 million waiting on me in Japan? I got $50 million waiting on me in Mexico. I got $50 million waiting on me at Wembley Stadium. Why would I do all of this? Why would I do all this heavy lifting and y'all haven't even picked up a box yet? But I know we got promotional favorites. And PBC is, I mean, think about this. David Benavidez is fighting David Lemieux. David Lemieux was out of shape at 160. Remember, he's all square, no lines, no cuts. His hair flops. I mean, he got washed against an old Triple G. What's the 23-year-old David Benavidez going to do to him? You know? I mean, they get us with the names, you know, and but it is what it is. And feel free. I definitely want to talk about Roe versus Wade as well. I think I'm very interested in what y'all think about that. Or y'all scared to talk about it? Or y'all scared? Are y'all scared to talk about Roe versus Wade? I have an opinion on it. I have my opinion. Y'all know I'm not shy about mine. But I'm very interested in what y'all got to say about that. And the phone lines are officially open. Open. Yeah, his hair flop. You know what I mean? Like, why would you have a hair? Why would you have a hair and your hair is flopping everywhere? That's stupid. You're a fighter. Why would you want to blind your vision? You know, so my opinion on Roe versus Wade is choice starts prior to you having sex. I don't think abortion is a contraception. I believe when the sperm touches the egg, it's a human being. And let me finish this conversation so y'all can get my full perspective. Hey, what's up, 602? Give me a second. Let me get my opinion off on Roe versus Wade. And so I think,
okay,
appreciate you, bro. I think when the sperm touches the egg, it's a human being. I don't like abortion being used because you had sex on Saturday night or you changing your mind about having a child. I think that the woman's choice starts before the man and the woman. It starts before, because if you are a Christian person, right, then you understand what the role of sex is for. It's to procreate. They say having a baby is a blessing. And with that being said, I don't want to pay for it. You understand what I'm saying? If I believe in free will, I'm going to give my opinion on it. I don't think less of you. I'm not a fan of it, right? I'm not a fan of abortion. I'm not the person that's gonna say, hey, you should just go get an abortion. Nah, that's not for me. You can do what you want. You have to live with your decisions, right? I don't want to pay for your decisions. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to pay for it. I really, really don't. I'm never, if a woman says she had an abortion, hey, that's on you. I don't care. But I'm raising my daughter not to use abortion as a contraception. I'm raising my daughter to get married. I'm raising my daughter to be a woman. I'm not raising my woman to her goal is to out earn her man or to outmaneuver her. I'm not raising my daughter like that. I'm raising my daughter to be the best version of herself and do not leave femininity behind. I just don't want to pay for the abortion. I really, really don't. You know, and I know nobody does, because here's the real deal. We fight for pro-choice, which is another angle, and we're pro-immigration. You can't be, as black people, as a minority in this country. This is why we've been bamboozled. You cannot be pro-immigration as a minority in this country. You can't. Fundamentally, you can't. What's up? What's up? Hey, what's up? I'm ready.
Oh, how you doing, Fred?
Hey, how
and
you doing?
Congratulations on May 19th.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming, dog. Oh, I can't wait.
Yes. As for the abortion issue, this is a scary time in America because Roe v. Wade was already set 50 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And now, 50 years later, you got a group of, just be honest, you got a group of white men sitting behind closed doors want to tell not only white women, black women, Asian women what to do with their body.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that a woman has a choice to do whatever she want to do with her body. And let's be honest, incest going on. You got rapists going on. So you want to force that young girl to have a rapist's body or have a baby by her uncle, you know, and And that's what it's going to boil down to. Or you can go to some back alley clinic, you know what I'm saying, in the back and pay this midwife $20 to have some unsafe, unsanitary abortions. And I think this is a scary time for women. I have a daughter, and I want my daughter to live in a country that she can have the right to say what I want to do with my own body. If I want to have breast implants, it's up to me. If I want to have abortion, it's my body's up to me. I don't want a bunch of white old men sitting behind closed doors telling me what to do with my body. And that's exactly what's going on. And that's how I feel about that. Congratulations, May 19th.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Get that Oscar and sell it to Netflix for $2 billion.
All right. Appreciate you. I'm not talking about rape and incest. I'm talking about consensual sex. That's what I'm talking about. And what's up, KP?
Why is the first thing brothers want to go to is anomalies and exceptions?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, bruh, stop going to anomalies and exceptions. There aren't that many midgets in the world, bro.
Right.
Brothers always want to go to anomalies and exceptions. Let's deal with regular things. There's like 30-some different forms of contraception that women can use. And a condom. Right? Now, if a man don't have a right to tell a woman what to do with her body, right, and she has the opportunity to use all those contraceptions, plus she has a plan B for the next day, right? So that's an option. So you got all these options, you use none of them, and then you want to point out anomalies for rape victims, this, that, and the third, sexual assault victims. Those are rare cases. Don't use rare cases to plan the whole. I mean, I'm a married man. I have 3 children by one woman. Future is running around here with all kind of women. Why they ain't getting abortions? You know why? Because they getting a check every month. A big check. Now, I'm going to give you a story, Fred. I know a person personally. This brother gave a woman the money. The woman decided not to get it. The brothers ain't talking about this. The woman that decided not to get it. And guess what? He gets child support now. After she took the money and spent it on what she wanted to. See, brothers act like certain things ain't going on in the community that is, and then they want to say they pro this or pro that. How you can't be pro black, but you pro killing them? It don't work, bro. You can't be pro black and pro killing the kids before they get here and claim to want more kids or have a better black nation, quote unquote. You can't kill them before they get here. It makes no sense. It's illogical. So this brother said he wants her to be able to go get breast implants if she wants. That's fine. They can on their money. I'm not paying for it, bro. I don't agree with my money being used for something that I don't believe in. What's hard to see about that? I don't see how people don't get their mind into this. Think about things before they react to a decision that may not even affect them because they may even be married right now, right? It's amazing that brothers don't recognize that, quote unquote, women really have more rights than men. That one right makes them have more right than us. Because if we can't tell them what to do with their bodies and they still have the opportunity to do it, that's the most powerful right you could ever have. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm never going to advocate a woman get an abortion outside of the anomalies that we spoke of. I don't want to pay for it. Like if we're talking about,
I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, kids.
That's the crux of it.
Yeah, I don't want to pay for it. If we talk about the kids got to be educated, we got to clean these streets up. We need gang intervention. Well, all of the money, there's a budgetary item that's going towards government funded abortions. I don't want to pay for it, man. I think you should pay for your own. If feel free. Like, I'm not for it. I'm not for it. I
Right,
think
because you made a decision to sleep with a person. More likely than not, people are making these decisions to sleep with
right.
a person,
Mm-hmm.
whether they use something or not. So whether you use something or not, you still got the plan B option. I see them everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's tomorrow. That's the next day.
Right.
Okay, if you didn't get BC, which is birth control, and have a 30-day time frame that you're taking it, or you getting a shot, or whatever you're getting, you still have all these forms of contraception before you can even get to that point where you're paying more for a one thing to do versus paying for these individual things. Like, it makes no sense, bro. It's kind of like somebody saying to you, hey man, I was driving down the street and I had a wreck in my car, but I didn't wear my seatbelt. Well, the law say you got to wear a seatbelt, but you decided not wear it, and now that you got hurt, you mad at the insurance company because they found out that you didn't wear the seatbelt because you had a camera in your car and they seen you on camera not wear the seatbelt.
Right.
There's consequences for all of our choices, bro. Like, these people got to get off of this thought process of the anomalies being the rule. Those are anomalies. Certain things don't happen all the time and every day. If it did, we would be seeing it all over the place.
Right. Right.
Go ahead, I'm gonna hold on.
Okay. 951, what's up? 951, what's up? What's up, man?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, how you feel? You got to turn me down in the
Hello?
back. You got to turn me down in the back and talk to the phone.
Hold on.
Yeah.
How's that?
How you feel?
All right. Yeah, about the abortion thing. Well, I had a boxing topic, but I'll talk about abortion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen these kids that where their parents don't want them?
I've
How
heard
they
about
grow
them.
up?
I've heard about them.
Oh, I can't hear. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to have a kid, you need a nuclear family. You need someone that actually wants you. So to put a child on a parent that doesn't even want that child, and that parent grows up to resent that child, and it blames all its failures and being held back on that child, it's just not a good outcome.
But you're talking about no. See, that's what the government and these white liberals want you to believe. How about the decision before you have sex?
Exactly.
How about you going to work on time for 30 years and getting your retirement check? How about you learning how to swim before you jump into a pool? Like all these,
I agree with that.
So we're putting the cart before the horse. Be responsible. I say be responsible. Be responsible.
Yes, I agree.
That's the conversation. That is the conversation. Be responsible.
Let's do this, Fred. Let's do this. Let's do this, bro.
Yeah.
Brother that's on the phone, let's do this, bro. If somebody dies today in your family and they don't have insurance, are we all supposed to just come up with the GoFundMe money? Is it our fault? Because we knew we gonna die. We know that.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm speaking more about to the people who are irresponsible, because not everybody's responsible.
No.
Like, yeah, I have a
Nah,
kid.
bro.
Oh,
nah, bro.
You have
We can't speak to irresponsibility, man. Come on, man. We grown men. It's 3 grown men on the phone.
I agree, but
we can't
not
speak to that.
everybody, not everybody Fred Hawthorne, not everybody me.
But we can't condone that. That it's like, okay, let's talk to the game banger that done killed 3 people. Oh yeah. We go, no. Get to these kids before they become gang members. We got to ostracize gang members, just like we got to ostracize men and women making terrible decisions, because now grandma got to raise these kids. And guess what? Grandma loses 10 years on her life, whether she's here or whether she's dead. Her last 10 years are not what it should be.
Exactly. That's when they have the kid. But I'm saying, if my genes, if I don't want my gene, my seed,
well,
I
don't have a fucking baby. Don't have the fucking baby.
I 100% agree with you. But a lot of people are practicing irresponsible acts. And
that's not our fault, bro.
In real life.
That's not my
And
fault. That's not my problem.
There's women on prostituting. That's the product of
people.
Wait,
hold on.
Who have kids.
Fred, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We hear you.
Hey, brother. So if they itemized and they showed you a line item on your check every month about how much percentage that they taking off because they are funding this project to pay for this, would that affect you even more, or would you able to be understand that even more? Because I don't want to pay for it, bro. If you want to pay for it, you vote for them to take it out of your check. I don't want it coming out of mine.
Okay, but do we pay for the welfare mothers and all that stuff that can't afford to do this and that? Is it the same thing? So would it be cheaper just to pay for the abortion? Or would it be cheaper for people living off the system?
No. Would it be cheaper to kill the nigga that robbed the bank?
Well, I don't know.
I'm just saying.
He doing goalpost moving arguments.
Yeah, man. Listen, irresponsibility is like the cousin of death, man.
Should not be rewarded by my
taxpayer. We're giving them a reward. A reward. Condoms are $1. Condoms are $1, $2, $3.
I don't look at it as a reward. I look at it as avoiding, someone living a miserable life. And in a perfect world, I wish everyone would care about their seed. But I know, because I've been to Skid Row. Mm-hmm. I've been to the host row where it's like I'm driving by, like, what's all it? It's like 100 women on the street. They've been, it's so hard to make it in this world. I know Kevin Samuel say to have a kid, it costs $250,000. So automatically you behind in even giving that kid a decent life. And on top of that, you don't want it. And they go to foster care and they die. I watch documentaries of kids just dying in foster care.
Don't have the kids.
Don't have the kids. Catch them in the car.
And I agree with you.
Put them on a napkin. Put them on a napkin, bro.
Yeah, I called in for a boxing conversation, but that's my take on
I appreciate you.
The abortion. I wish the world was perfect. I wish everybody was responsible and took care of their kids, but that's not the situation.
Let's talk that boxing you was talking about. What you had, bro?
Well, I've been having conversations with people. It seemed like, the Mexican fan base is a strong fan base. They come out and they support, even if, they fight or not even in, it's not even close, right? So the conversation was when Mexican fighters lose to black fighters, I think Mexican fighters kind of give up on that person. I know someone was talking about it. It's like black fighters are like the gladiator of the sport, and a Mexican fighter is held up until they lose against a black fighter. That's what I was kind of getting at. What do you think about that?
I don't speak Spanish. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, no, that's all I had. I don't know. I be talking to people, and they kind of like. I think Mexican fighters hype up their fighter until they. I think that's why. Well, the conversation went. That's why Mexican fighters avoid the black fighters, because after they lose, it seemed like they're out. Like they don't get the notoriety anymore. They don't get the big fights. So that's where the conversation came to. But all right, I'm out.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Peace.
We got Ben Israel, man. What's up, Ben?
What's up, Ben?
Hey, Shalom, Fred. What's good, my G?
Hey, what's poppin'? What's up?
It's like he buffering or something. He having a bad connection or something.
Hello.
We don't hear you, Ben.
Yeah, we got you. What's up?
What's good, Fred?
Hey, we good. What you got?
Man, what you talk about tonight, man? Abortion, man. These deadbeat dads, Fred. Come on, man. You told me how to get up $1 million, Fred. You told me to stop being a clown on YouTube, to start getting my followers up and get my money up. So we're going to talk about these deadbeat dads, Fred. You want me to talk, Fred, or you want to just sit there?
Talk.
Huh?
Yeah, talk.
Come on, Fred. You better than that. Shout out to my dude, Fred. And Fred got 2 kids sitting in $1 million mansion. And I'm taking notes, Fred. You know I take notes from you, Fred. I get mad. I come back tomorrow and tell you I was wrong, Fred. You right. Blah, 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 blah. But to you pussy ass, deadbeat ass daddies, you motherfuckers need to stand up. Fuck abortion, Fred. Abortion? Why you pussy motherfuckers ain't putting no rubber on when you were fucking them hoes or them women? Because, forgive me, Fred, because some of them ladies. You know what I'm saying? Some of them ladies. But when these motherfuckers want to fuck them hoes straight drop and they ain't want to put no rubbers on and then they get a baby, motherfuckers' responsibility, you sorry ass motherfuckers. Because there's a lot of dudes came up with no daddy, Fred. You feel what I'm saying? I came up in a fucked up household. I came up in a household, Fred. My mama was a Muslim and my daddy was a Hebrew Israelite. That was some fucked up shit, Fred. Huh? And you be out here talking about the Elijah Muhammad. And my mom, you know, my old girl, you listen to him, man, he making good sense, boo. And my dad, yeah, he talking right. Caught up between 2 shit, but all you deadbeat ass daddies, y'all fucking these girls, these women, these hoes, these queens, whatever y'all want to describe them as. Once she become up pregnant and it's 99.9, Fred, you tell them sorry ass bastard to take care of their kids, bro. Ain't no motherfucking abortion.
Not an option.
Ain't no motherfucking option no more. The baby here is the option when they had that dick up in her. How about that, Fred?
I'm telling you, man. Like, and that's the level up to the conversation. Is the men is you got to take care of these kids, man. Like it. Oh man.
And this is why I give you all your credit, Fred. For real, I get mad at you sometimes, but then when I come around, I see Kennedy in your lap. I said, nah, bitch, you got to be a better man. You got to be a better man in this, bruh. Then you got Fred making YouTubes on you clown ass dudes telling him he transferring $1 million. The fuck I'm doing, Fred? I got to get my game up, Fred.
We all do.
No. You transferring $1 million, Fred. You giving up the blueprint, Fred. Fred Hawthorne giving up the blueprint. And I thank you for that, Fred. You know what I'm saying, my G?
It's love. It's love. Give it to you as best I can.
But to these deadbeat ass daddy though, Fred.
Mm-hmm.
To these sorry ass dudes, to the caller, to any one of you dudes, y'all want to fuck these girls. Oh, they was hoes when they were fucking them, Fred. But guess what? When they skied up in them and they and them hoes that they messing with, oh, that's your baby? Nah, they ain't my 99.9. Fuck Maury. Fred say that's your baby.
It's your baby.
It's your baby. And tell them to be a man, Fred.
I'm with you on it. Man, listen. I'm not the most accountable man in the world, but I know I got to work out a little bit every day. I know I got to save a little bit money every day. I know I got to tell the people I love around me, I love them every day. I know I got to be a man and a father. I got to feed my masculinity every day. You know what I mean? And some days, some of those areas fall short. But I know I'm accountable.
Hey Fred, you know what? I want to let you know something though. And this on the Most High, you ain't Warby though. I got a son named Melchizedek Israel. I told you I was a junior. My name Benjamin Israel.
Yeah.
I got a son, and I'm gonna put him up in the barbershop. 12 years old, Fred, and I make him listen to you, Fred.
Oh, thank you.
For real. And I be talking shit. You know how my mouth feels too. Now I don't let him listen to me when I be on these other platforms or nothing, Fred. But when it's time to get his money up and be a man in principles, I want him to hear some real shit. I let him listen to Reggie too. I be letting him listen to real dudes who talk constructive. Scrapbook boxing, another dude. You feel what I'm saying?
Sure.
And if y'all dudes want to talk y'all boxing shit, man, y'all subscribe to Scrapbook. Forgive me, Fred. Subscribe to Scrapbook Boxing.
Scrapbook Boxing.
Man, that's the motherfucker teach you dumbass motherfuckers that don't know shit about boxing. Y'all subscribe to Scrapbook Boxing. And that's my mentor. And Fred, I want to thank you again. And I had to come on because you always, you know what I'm saying? You have some real talk, Fred. You have some real talk. And I just had my son, and I'm over here with his mama and all, Fred. You know what I'm saying? I said, look what they're talking about, abortion, all this other shit, being a man to your kids. Because you know what, Fred? I almost went down that path. But I said, no, I'm going to have my son. And I thank her for this shit here, Fred. My baby mama. Because I could have gave her the few $100 to take care of what you talking about, Fred. Sure. But it take a real man to say, no, I'm going to raise him.
And I'm willing to bet many men have had their thought on their first child. You know, I probably had that thought. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, I ain't ready. I'm scared. You know, you have that passive thought, but obviously the dominant thought won. You had your child. So, I mean, that's nothing. It's like going to your first, I mean, apples and oranges, but going to your first day on the job. Like, do I want to be here? You know, we all have those reservations.
But you know, I'm going to thank you for one thing, Fred. And I told her, she's sitting up here listening to you, though. And my son, he bagged up for bed. I made her listen to you. But one thing, Fred, I commend you on it. I'm finna get off your platform. But
thank God.
Huh?
I said, thank God. What's up?
Hey, man, I'm taking pen and paper about that money, though, Fred.
Yeah.
Because you said you transferring this shit, and I gotta, I'm out, Fred. I'm gonna just keep that up with you, and I'm gonna fuck with you later, man. Bless to you, man.
All the time, dog. All the time. Yeah, man. Like, and I'm pretty sure I had that thought. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't a dominant thought. You know what I mean? Hold on, 602. There's nothing wrong with having that thought because you're scared. You know what I mean? You scared. You know, you never had a child before, but your second baby, you like, shit, I want that motherfucker. Give it to me. What's up?
Yeah, how you doing, Fred? I had called in earlier.
I know.
Hey,
What's up?
KP, CK5, you still there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to talk about the right. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody had a choice of taking the vaccine, and the government said, hey, if you want to end the federal burden, you got to be vaccinated. And now the government coming out with a new law that said, hey, you don't have the right to have an abortion. I just feel the government is taking too much of our rights away. You can remember it wasn't that long ago, they say, hey, we didn't have a right to vote. We didn't have a right to buy land. We weren't even free. The government said it's about black people. And now the government want to say, you know what? Women don't have no choice over their own bodies. We, as let's be honest about white guys behind closed doors to say, you know what? Let's outlaw abortion. We don't care what the circumstances is. You know what I'm saying? And everybody in this world make mistakes. I'm not saying having a baby's mistakes, but everybody make choices that may affect their future. And if I feel that my daughter come to me and said, Daddy, I don't want to have this baby. Me as a father, I'm saying, okay, baby, that's your final decision, but I'm going to take her to have an abortion. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the government saying, hey, I don't care your dad, even though I raised her, watched her, took her to the hospital, took her to school. The government said, no, you're not her father, I'm her father. She keeping that a baby. And that's what the government's doing. And how you fellas feel about that?
All right, I'm gonna reply to you. Ready? All right, I hope he listened in.
No, he just hung up, but go ahead.
Yeah. What they did is they took it from being federal to state, so it's going to be done state by state. Jesus, man, people read. So they not taking your right away, brother. You don't have the right to an abortion. What are you talking about? They taking it from being federal funded to state funded. The states is going to have to decide this, individual states. So the state that you live in is going to be able to decide that, and then you're going to be able to make, if you want to do that, you're going to have to pay it out of your pocket. That's what this is going to. This is not going to be where I'm paying for something that I don't even agree with or believe in. That's like saying I should have a percentage of my check to fund same-sex couple marriages. That's kind of like what they're saying, right? If that was funded by the federal, right, Fred? If that was funded by the feds, take a percentage of my check and use that funding for same couple marriage.
Right. 832, what's up?
What up, Fred? What's going down?
Man, how you feel, dog?
This good Freight Traveling Podcast here, man.
Oh, what's up, man?
What's happening?
Hey, what you got tonight?
Man, I hear you talking about y'all on that abortion topic.
Yeah.
And I just everything that they do, bro, they do in the interest of making money. You gotta know that. And so when you do that and you give the states, like that young man was just saying, you give the states the option to do, whatever, that take it out the federal government and it stop them from being accountable. You know what I mean? For making decisions like that, for making life-changing decisions. You dig what I'm saying? Where are the morals and values? You dig what I'm saying? So they let the states decide what the morals and values of their state. It's just like in trucking. You decide that I'm gonna let the states decide whether or not you give the CLP test, which is your 5 tests you have to take before you get your CLP. You let the state decide whether or not you want to give it in English, Spanish, or Arabic. Why? All the traffic signs are English. You know what I'm saying? Why would you give a test to a CDL holder in their native language and everything on the street, all the street signs are English? You're putting the public in danger. He can't read. Hence what happened in Colorado. So I just think the federal government, man, just trying to pull their hand out of being, saying that, oh, you guys are immoral or whatever, and letting the states decide and letting the states, let them blame it on the states for, oh, you letting abortion do this and do that. Because that's all a personal choice, I think. You know what I mean? Whether or not you want to keep a child or abort a child. So
I don't want to pay for it. I'm not for abortion. I wouldn't advocate it. And I'm not in that person's life. You're accountable to God. You kill a baby, you're accountable to God. And I don't want to pay it with my taxes. I really don't. I have no desire to my tax dollars being allocated to irresponsibility. I do believe incest maybe, but that's such an outlier experience. Like it's like they do that the same way they do police brutality.
It's like somebody, Fred, it's like somebody talking about, hey man, what about planes having insurance? Because if it crashes, I should be able to get a check. Bruh, planes don't crash that often, bruh.
No, not at all.
More people die in car crashes than plane crashes. But everybody drive every day. They had no problem with driving. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like black people have this thing where they want to use the anomaly to prove their point.
Right.
What about this, brother? What about this, brother? What about the dude that ran the stop sign that was drunk? Man, come on, bro.
Right. Nah, you're right. All the above.
Like you said before, Fred, your morals and values are say no, I don't, I'm not killing a child.
I'm not.
You dig what I'm saying? And see, what you said is you don't want to pay for it. Guess what? All these states with no state taxes, guess what? If they for it, then guess what? Now you finna get a state tax to cover it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I had to just come in and tap in. It's been a minute. And
hey, brother, what you think about this, brother? Since you're on the line, what do you think about this, brother? Being that if they do pass it, right, or whatever it does with the bill, and it comes to what you're saying, where we have to pay for these kids that are born now, do you think that would cause the mothers that end up getting pregnant to think about doing prevention before getting pregnant more now or less?
Less. Look at what that young lady did to that 1-year-old child, man. Beat that baby in the bag just because she was mad at the daddy. You have women, you have kids that are having babies, bro, that are not ready. And that's going to be their argument.
Well, think about this though. Think about this, bro. Do you if you know your folks and your grandparents and great grandparents, most of them was having kids at 14 and 15.
Oh yeah.
And we say we're in the technological age where we know more than they ever knew. But yet we're unable to raise proper children in a quote unquote better environment where we're free now. That's dumbfounding to me.
No, we're not better. We're not better because guess what?
No, but
your grandparents,
brother, what I'm saying is, go ahead.
Your great grandparents and your parents, they were raised on proper morals and values. They did hard work. Man, them folks, our grandparents, our ancestors pulled themselves up by the bootstraps from picking cotton, from watching their own people getting lynched, from watching their dads be sold off and separated, breaking up our families. So they had to, those young women back in the day, they had to pull it together. It's different, bro. These kids are made of something different. And I don't know what it is. They don't have that fortitude. They don't have that perseverance. They don't have that go-getter mentality that our ancestors had. Some of us do. I still carry old school values. I raise my son and my children off of old school values. I don't care what the government say, oh, teach this, teach that. No. For me and my house,
the government,
we gonna walk this way.
Yeah, the government's not even allowed in my house. The government's not even allowed in my house, man.
No, right.
No, none of that shit, man. As best I can. I know the intelligent motherfuckers will say, well, yeah, no, you get what I'm saying. Like, nah, we ain't doing none of that shit, man. You know, so yeah.
Right. But and to another point, when I was ancestor was having those kids at 14, 15 years old, guess what? Man, they were some of the strongest, brightest, most intelligent kids that there was, bro. Think about it. All our inventors came up and their parents were 13 and 14. Think about it, bro.
Yeah, there was.
Everybody now want to wait till you, oh, let me wait till me, I'm 30, 35. For far as me now, I don't want my baby having no kid at 14, 15 years old because I don't think she's mature enough. Back then, they grew up. They were mature enough at 10, walking 20 miles picking cotton. How mature you got to be to do that? To say, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make this happen. I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna do with it because I see a future. I see where, hey man, we're gonna be free one day. That's why they walked 20 miles to do what they had to do. That's why they built shacks on a little piece of property that the master gave them, because they seen, hey man, one day, and they built it for us, bro. They fought and built shacks. You got people who are down in Virginia. I forgot the young lady's name on Real Housewives of Potomac. Bruh, they got land after land after land. Why? Because they ancestors knew one day my lineage gonna have whatever it is that I'm doing now. My lineage gonna reap the benefits of it. We're not walking like that nowadays, bruh. We're not walking like that nowadays. We thinking about now. I'm going to spend everything I got right now. I ain't leaving nothing to nobody. I ain't trying to build nothing for nobody. I ain't trying to do nothing but look out for me and mine. And that's cool. But at the end of the day, you blowing it on bullshit. So, and the government, they sliding all these little rules right on up under us because we looking at We looking at bullshit instead of looking at what they doing. Then you turn around and you say, hey man, why I can't do that? See, you didn't pay attention. You don't read. All you doing is trying to make the next big beat. You gotta pay attention, bro. Gotta pay attention. My podcast, it ain't the most watched podcast because why? Bro, I bring news that the FMCSA try to slide by all of us in trucking. Right now, they trying to put what you call governors on the truck. They trying to run owner operators out the business because ain't nobody gonna own no truck running 65 miles down the highway. You want the opinion of the public on how fast the truck should go, but when it comes down to like I was saying about English or your native language for taking the test, you don't want to get the public opinion on that. You don't want public. See, they pick and choose, bro. And it's over the whole board. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you talking some heavy stuff tonight, Fred. I don't know what you're gonna do.
We're gonna talk about it. That's what we're gonna do. Appreciate you. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, you got a voice in
Oh
here.
yeah. Oh yeah. Say, man. You know I DM'd you. You never asked me. I want you to send you one of these hoodies, bro. You never sent me your PO box.
I'm a large. You got a pen right now? I didn't get it. Or did I answer you?
No, you ain't hit me back. Cause I was like, man, what?
Oh, it's
well,
probably okay. I got it. Shit. What's
yeah, just DM me and I'll get that to you, baby.
Okay, 1201 North La Brea. Well, 1201 North La Brea. You just hit the replay. 1201 North La Brea, Inglewood, California, 90302, box 231. Frederick Hawthorne.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
That's my PO.
Hey man, y'all have a good night, man. I'm gonna let y'all go.
Appreciate you.
Salute, brother.
Kevin Brower says pro-life. Hey, Kevin Brower loved being the only man with a flag. Champion Hart, man. I feel if a woman or a young girl has been raped or molested and becomes pregnant, she should not be forced to keep the child. I agree. But
I agree with that, but that's an anomaly.
That's not, I don't even think that's 5% or 10%. I don't know. Someone got to get the statistics, but I see y'all.
I don't like dealing with all those exceptions because it's just like this. We watch a lot of boxers fight every year, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's only one boxer within the last 5 to 10 years that I've ever seen have a car wreck and survive like that.
Mm-hmm.
Only one. There's only one. So I'm not going to focus on the one boxer that had the car wreck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to focus on the whole of boxing.
Right.
He's an anomaly. He lived. He's an anomaly.
He is
my favorite fighter, but he's an anomaly. That's not normal. That doesn't happen every day.
Right.
That's how people are looking at this thing. Let's talk about the 1 or 2 cases that happen like this versus all the people that we know in our life that have got behind the wheel and then had an accident and then they didn't make it home. Anomaly.
Right.
LeBron James is an anomaly.
Oh shit, yeah. An anomaly. Facts. Here's the Google statistics. In combined annual revenue in the US, 1.3 billion, including approximately 530 million in government funding such as Medicaid reimbursements throughout its history. Planned Parenthood and its members clinics have experienced support, controversy, protests. So about $530 million a year. That's a lot of money, so that's how much goes towards Planned Parenthood from government funding. So Mex want to chime in. What's up? You ready, Mex? Okay, 1 second. There you go, dog. Yeah, there you go. What's up, Mex?
Yo, what's good, man?
What's up?
I see y'all talking about these hot topics, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I went all around my IG today, so I'll just kind of reiterate some of them points. You feel me? But like I say, myself, I'm both. I'm pro-choice and pro-life. I would prefer the baby lives every time. But if you think you got a good reason for killing your kid, that's on you. You gotta live with that shit. As long as you realize it's still killing your fucking kid. No matter how you want to frame it or what reasoning you have behind it, it's what you're doing. Because in any other aspect in life, if a pregnant woman gets killed on accident or on purpose by someone, you get a double homicide. So if you're just pregnant, it don't even matter how far along you are. So in that aspect, legally, it's a murder. But as long as you get a professional to do it, it's no longer a murder. Because if you try to self-abort your own shit or self-miscarriage, you still get charged with that shit too. So whatever. But hey, I've never seen women fight so hard to be whores and do shit that's just not righteous. I don't get it. Like women right now are fighting for their whore rights to be promiscuous and be hoes, and it's empowering the women. And then they fight for like
number 2.
Yeah, exactly. And then they fight for like, I should be able to kill my kid if I want. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then like I told bitches out here, I said, oh, so if you're feeling like, yo, I don't like someone else deciding if I get to become a mom or not, welcome to the world of the men. Because once you get pregnant, we have no choice no more if we want to become a dad at that point. It's 100% up to you. Like, so you get to decide if I become a dad after a certain point in time. And even if I did everything right, like in my case, personally, with my daughter, thing broke, kind of broke. Girl said she was on birth control. I said, I don't believe you. I said, let's go get this plan B. And at the time, it's the first time we got the plan B. But back in these days, it was 2 pills. I didn't know that. She took 1. She didn't take the second one. I ended up having a baby premature, 3 months early, 1 pound, 7 ounces. I begged her over and over to have an abortion. She didn't want to do it. So, hey, came, stepped up. Now I regret it. There's times I see my daughter just being a beautiful young lady, and I think to myself, like, fuck, I wanted to kill you before you was born. And I got to live with that guilt of just the thought. So now, to women's credit, most women I met, if they have one, it's really hard for them to have a second if you have some type of something about you. It's the bitches out there that get multiple and that are really fighting to do this shit. Because if you're a teenager, I get it. If you're 14, 15, you probably shouldn't bring a kid into this world. Let's be real. You ain't ready. So maybe you do that. But really, you shouldn't be 14, 15 fucking and get pregnant to begin with. The same thing with, like I said, girls that get beat by their dudes and it's a bad relationship and you're like, I don't want to bring a kid into this. Why are you giving the pussy up to the dude to beat your ass? Like there's things too, you gotta take some type of self-responsibility as women. And it's like, if this scares women enough to realize that maybe the day might come where they don't have a choice, then get about your shit and be very selective on who you fuck. And the other part about it, the hardest part about this shit, is abortions aren't being had by people of our age and older. Like after a certain point, 35 after women, it's hard to have kids anyway. So a lot of this is happening in young ages, teenage ages, 20s, where you're young and hot, your hormones are going, you horny. Ain't none of us thinking about the consequences of fucking really at that age. We just see a fat ass, she sees some dick and real dick, blah, 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 blah. People ain't thinking this might be my future baby daddy. This might be my future baby mama. We ain't thinking that. This a girl with a fat ass want to suck her dick after the club. Like, fuck it. If some motherfuckers slip up, once you go use a condom once, a lot of people don't want to use them shits no more. But I tell people, it might feel better without the condom. But I guarantee a condom feel better than having a kid with a bitch you don't like. So that's forever. So I don't know, man. This is crazy. But to see these women uprising, like, I should be able to kill my baby if I want. It's like, whoa.
Yeah,
that's it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I want you to really think about this, Mex. The women carry the baby, but the seed comes from the men. Once the seed is released from the men have no other right. It's about to be proven in the case that they tried to do against Drake with the hot sauce. They are trying to sue Drake because he disposed of his own stuff in the trash, and the chick put the stuff inside of her after getting it out of the trash. This is illogical. It makes no sense. And for men to be sitting around here trying to fight for this right, when they could be the ones that's perpetrated against, because I've heard a story, and this is close to me. I got 2 twin cousins that's walking around right now, less than 10 years old. I got these cousins because a man that my cousin was dating gave her the money to do something, and she decided not to do it. After she decided not to do it, she kept the money, and now he's on child support. How fair is that?
Yeah.
How fair is that? Because once you agree to something, you can't come back and renege and then ask me to pay for something for 20 years.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. You see that? You see, that does not make any sense at all.
I mean, but since you explained it, when the seed leaves us, Like, we are the first line of defense. Like, so it is our responsibility as men to take a little more care in that shit too. Don't be shooting up the club, you know what I'm saying, with females that you ain't really considering like that. You know, I had a moment when I was younger when you get your first bareback and you're like, I ain't never going back. But then you see your homie have a baby with a crazy one, you're like, okay, let me throw this thing back on. So luckily I dodged that bullet. But now I think about it, like, I'm not doing that with a woman that I don't see long term, whether it's a girlfriend relationship or something like that, just in case some shit like that happens.
See how you made that point about the crazy one? The crazy one deterred you. So why doesn't the crazy one deter the women?
They love that shit. Women take pride in crazy baby daddy sometimes. My baby daddy crazy. He don't give a fuck. He'll fuck you up. Like yeah, okay. Cool. You won. I don't know. But I mean, I'm saying, like, I'm starting to think now, this is a conspiracy theory shit before I even say it out loud on your show, Fred. I'm just gonna throw it out there, right? We all know there's a quote unquote agenda when it comes to that other stuff, right? That stuff, right? So we know that. So that's kind of an attack on men more so than women, right? Because the reproduction thing, you know, not whoever. But I'm thinking like the new agenda is to get these women to be irresponsible whores that do crazy shit with no accountability for the same reason, to just slow it down, get women to have abortions willy-nilly. Like, and we know, I mean, not to bring the race thing up, but we know the biggest demographic of abortions in this country. So it's kind of weird to me to see all the same people that fight
percentage wise is black, not total. Total is white.
Yeah.
Percentage wise.
When we talk about people in jail and people getting shot by cops, we always talk about percentage wise, because overall it's still the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, so we talk percentage wise here too. Why would anyone in that demographic be fighting for it? If you're really, you know, all about your people and the strength of people and get, you know what I mean? Don't make no sense.
That's what I
Don't
say.
make sense.
That's why I said, had I known how important it is to have kids, I would have started sooner. I would have five kids, easy. Would have loved to have 5 kids. Love to have 5 kids, man. Damn, I missed it, man. Totally missed it.
I don't know if we can do a 5 Freds out here.
Well, y'all be happy. Lincoln is nothing like me. So y'all be
I've been seeing your stories on IG, man. He yin and yang right there, man.
Yeah, he's way more responsible than I would ever. I'm more looser than Lincoln, you know. Yeah,
that means you succeeded, man. That's all that means, man.
Facts.
Yeah, and as a proud father, like I said, like, I know that women that usually have abortions, they live with that guilt for a long time. So, like, me personally, my baby mama, when I asked her and begged her and pleaded with her, I give her every reason. We're not even together. We're only 23. We're shit. You know, I'm sharing a 1-bedroom apartment with my roommate. You feel me? Whoever got the bitch, get the room. That's how we was on. You know what I'm saying? Like this is where we're at. I was like, give her every reason under the sun to get an abortion. She just said she couldn't do it because she did one back before me, and she just can't live with that no more. I respect it. Fuck it. Ain't nothing I can do. I can't make you. I gotta step up. That's it. But now looking back, I got the guilt of knowing that shit, of knowing like, damn, like, I really was about to kill my daughter. Like, that's weird.
There's no guilt in that, because it was, you didn't know what was on the other side of that door. You're coming from your environment. That's an environment response. You know.
Yeah, but like they say, man, ignorance is no excuse.
No, ignorance is no excuse. But I'm telling you, because I'm sure first child, I'm sure everyone has had that thought. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we have the abortion, or we having the baby. You know, so I don't want that. Like that shouldn't be like. And you have the kid. That's just a typical conversation. Do we buy the house? Do we not buy the house? Do we buy the car? Do we not? I'm not comparing humans to inanimate objects, but I'm saying, like, that's just a normal. That's nothing to hang your hat on. That's just the navigation to getting the child. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, yeah. Because what
the results were, you had the kid.
That's it. When she told me she was keeping it, I like, hey, 1,000% honest. When she told me she was keeping it, I went through every list of the possibilities. I said, damn, this mean I gotta marry her. Damn, does this mean we gotta be together? Are we gonna have to at least live together? I said, you know what? I can just check. Like I live in a Mexican environment. I'll find some fake socials. I'll change my fucking name. Move the fuck out of here. Catch me if you can, bitch. I thought about that. I thought about, you know what? I'm just gonna move and give her money. Fuck it. I don't want to be a dad. She doing it against my, like, I'll tell her I want to be a dad. She gonna do it anyway. Fuck it. It's on her. Like, I had all these thoughts. But like I said, my daughter was born premature, 1 pound 7 ounces. And when I first seen her and her little finger held my little pinky, I was like, I just broke down crying. I can never leave this girl. for the rest of my life. There will not be a time where I'm ever. And now I felt bad. I did feel bad about that thought even crossing my head. But like you said, I think it's natural for men when we hit that.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your man came in. It took over. Once you see
Yeah.
your child, it takes over.
Right.
It just takes over, bro. Everything else don't matter.
Good
Nothing.
And
in
that's
the
how I
world
knew I
matters
wasn't a
once the
man before
kid
that.
comes out. Nothing, because now you're willing to die for somebody else.
Oh yeah, absolutely, gladly, with a smile on my face.
That just is what it is. So this is why I don't get this part where dudes are advocating. You see what I'm saying? I can see for the anomaly cases that they try to advocate for, but for
I'll
everything
tell you
else,
why.
when you wait, hold on, Mix. Everything else, I can see why. But if you got all these contraceptions that the men don't have, we only got one or two. Let's say vasectomies and condoms. That's all we got. We know we got two options. Now, any food that we
Spermicidal
know,
lube.
right? Okay, so next, anybody that we know, if we see a dude that just go everything raw and he end up with 5 or 6 kids, we gonna tell him, "Hey, bro, you gotta take care of all them kids." I don't even hang around dudes that don't take care of their kids. They can't be around.
Same.
Me.
That's not
So
I don't know.
these type of dudes don't exist in my circle. So the girls that mess with them kind of dudes, I don't see them because the dudes don't hang around. So that is just pretty simple to me.
I fuck with some bitches that kick with dudes like that, but I just use it to my advantage. Like, man, you fuck with dudes that don't take care of the kids. You can't tell me shit. Like, that's it. But back to your point of why dudes are helping defend this shit, we know why it is. It's the same reason with the promiscuity, all this other shit. It's because those are soft ass beta dudes that just want the bitches. So they jump in the argument with the bitches. They go do the slut walk with the bitches. They do all the shit the bitches want because they want the pussy. That's it. And that empowers the bitches to act the way they act. That's the same reason why the pretty girl syndrome, as I call it, when a girl is attractive her whole life, she usually has no accountability, no self-responsibility. She never has to do anything because her idea is, I could just find a new dude that's not tripping like you are because I'm cute. So that's what it is. Those dudes out there will do anything. Drink your bath water, pay your bills, take care of kids that ain't there. Like, they'll do anything for you because they just want the bitch. They want the pussy, whether they want the relationship, the pussy, the marriage from that girl. Most of these dudes are willing to do anything for that. And there's hundreds of them if the girl's attractive. So they live a life where they don't have to worry about this shit. And guys are always going to put on their cape for these bitches. Yeah, it's wrong. Yo, girls should have a choice to kill the kid. Like, what?
Man, get the fuck out. Let me bring Deacon in.
Yeah. I'm out.
Salute to D.
What's good? What's good?
Hey, what's up?
Hey man,
Salute
too
to you,
blessed to
Deacon.
be
Glad to
stressed
see
and
you.
highly favored. What's good, champ?
Hey, we good, man. What you got?
Hey, I'm just listening to this conversation as it goes haywire. A lot of stuff I'm hearing don't make absolutely no damn sense. Sometimes people get caught up in just having conversation, and if it sounds good, if it shines, but I was always told everything shine ain't gold. So just because the conversation sounds good, don't make it right. And as it pertains to Roe v. Wade, this was just the drafted conversations between the justices behind the scenes that got leaked out. This is not law. This is something that they are considering pushing it towards the states. And right now, as you have the uprising of the people protesting for and against it, it could sway the way the judges ultimately rule on the draft as it goes forward. This is not a done deal at all. This was a drafted conversation behind the scenes that leaked. Now, if it becomes law, will they push it towards the states? Now, we all know in all these red states that's ran by mostly Republican governors, legislators, all these places more than likely will move towards banning and outlawing abortion. And here's the situation. You got folks up here talking about guys rooting for women, cut the shit. Listen, if people are this is not a perfect world we're living in. And for people to think that people are walking around here and can live a perfect life, don't make mistakes. People, I don't care who you are, even the person who's speaking about a certain situation, you've got skeletons in your closet, right? He who without sin, let him cast the first stone. But we cannot get up here and act as though we are perfect in every decision we've made. In every decision we've made. Because that's not right for the youth who is growing up, who has to learn their way. And how do they learn their way? They learn from having mistakes made in their lives. You can tell your child, don't touch the stove is hot. You can repeat that over and over to the child, but the child is going to ignore you and going to find his way to the stove and finally put his hand on that hot stove. And when he gets burned, you ain't going to have to tell him again. Now the child knows better. Now the child knows better. We have to live and learn throughout life. And as it pertains to abortion, there's no life in a child until after 43 days. That's when the spirit goes into that piece of meat, which gives it life. If a person has an abortion before those 43 days, it is not a sin. It is not a sin.
Where is that at in the Bible?
Hey, you gonna let me talk? Because I'm not here to tongue wrestle with you, Kyle, or nobody.
I'm just asking a question, brother.
I did my homework. You do yours. I'm not gonna listen. Every time I come on here, I get in a damn argument with you, and I don't need to do that, brother. If I did my homework, you do yours.
Go ahead, D. We listen. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did my homework. You do yours.
Go ahead, D. Don't worry about him. Go ahead. We listen.
And all I'm saying is, brother, you got women, and it's not an anomaly. Women, you got babies right now, and it's sad and it hurt when I even think about it. You got little babies and little girls right now who are being molested even by family members right now, being have to carry babies of their rapists. And not just strangers. We're talking about family members are raping them. And then when we cast them to the side as they don't count, they have to live with that. Then they're ashamed and afraid to come out and speak about who's terrorizing them. And then they have to bring forth the child. Yes, I think, now it's not, my decision should not be opposed on anyone. But if I had my way, I would tell a person, have the baby. And if you don't want it, adopt the child out to a family who wants a child that can't have a child. That would be a perfect world for me, but I don't live in a perfect world. People have to make their own decisions about how they're going to live their lives. If we talk about we don't want government in our lives, how can hell I'm going to live my life with the neighbor making decisions for me? I can't make decisions for my neighbor. We have to realize we're not living in a perfect world. If this was a perfect world, it will really be chaos, because there's no way we can wake up every day and it's sunny all the time. We got to have some rain. We got to have some storms. We got to have some earthquakes and hurricanes, tornadoes. It sounds, you know what?
We got to have abortions too?
You goddamn right. And guess what?
Advocating for abortions, right?
I'm advocating for life. And people to live their life accordingly. And you don't have to agree with me, bruh. I didn't come up here to kumbaya you with you, bruh. I don't want to break bread with you. I came up here to give balance to a conversation that I think is going too far. And it's and y'all don't nobody have to agree with me. But I think that people should have the choice to live their lives accordingly.
D, can I ask you something?
You can ask me what you want, folks.
Hey, Deke, my main point is I don't want to pay my taxpayer dollars for it. Do you agree or disagree?
Bruh, I'm gonna disagree with you because I'm gonna show you something right now. I'm gonna show you something right now, right? Would you spend your tax money on slavery?
What kind of question? Bruh, come on, man.
I'm asking you. Hey, I'm asking you a question. Would you spend your tax money on slavery? Yes or no? Yes
I'm gonna
or
answer your
no?
question. I'm gonna answer your question with one word, and I ain't gonna answer with two because you went on a whole soliloquy.
I asked you a question because this is the only way I can make this make sense for you.
Go ahead, D. I said no. It's not gonna make sense. But go.
Okay, no. Okay, your tax money right now goes to build prisons and house your brothers and sisters in chain gang right now. Do you know
From the crime bill that your president signed? Go.
Listen, bro. And again, do you know? Do you know your tax dollars right now? A lot of people talk about they're not with a lot of things, but your tax dollars pay for a lot of stuff that you don't want right now today.
That's why I add more.
You can't if your house is burning down right now. If your house is burning down right now, who you got to call?
The fire department.
Right. It builds roads, fire departments, you get the police, everything right now, and a lot of things and people be talking about they don't want their tax dollars, but man, I don't miss a dime, bro. Because everything I want in life, I'm able to get whatever I want out of life.
You didn't answer the question, Deacon.
He don't, bro. That's how they do, man.
I'm talking strictly to the brother.
A 5-minute rant didn't answer the question.
But brother, listen, Max, for real, bro. I didn't even come on here to talk to you, bro. No disrespect to you. I didn't even come on here to talk to you, bro.
But you are.
For real, I don't even like how you come on this platform and be sideways stepping on black folks. And I don't know how you get a platform to do that. You be very disrespectful on the slide. And I don't appreciate that shit. I wouldn't even have you on the platform for real. You know what I mean? You straight up be disrespectful.
Hey, put on a cape so you can be super mad.
Now, if any one of these brothers want to ask me a question before I bounce, you can ask me a question. I didn't come over here to talk to Max with no disrespect to you, bro.
Hey,
it's cool. We don't gotta be friends.
Hold on, Max. This is what I'm saying. I'm a brother that believes like you believe, bro. I cannot agree with the premise of that, because then how do I, as a believer, get to populate the world with more Christians if we kill them?
Bruh, there's nothing new under the sun.
Okay, I'm just asking, how do we do it, bro?
Bruh, let me tell you right now. Y'all can sit here and kid and play games all you want, but at the end of the day, check this out. I don't want to use nobody kids, but when you got people out here right now being traumatized by situations, bro, that has to live with that situation. But y'all sit up here and laugh and key like shit is a game. But we talking about people real lives, man. Real lives.
Deacon, those are anomalies.
That's what they don't call it an anomaly. No, the people who have to live that shit don't call it an anomaly. That's what you call it, because you don't give a damn. It's not at your doorstep. No. We don't feel shit until it hit our doorstep. That's when we realize shit, when it falls on our doorstep. That's when it get real. That's the only time that we're going to really feel it, when we got to go through it. Until then, we don't feel nobody else's pain. We don't understand a damn thing they're going through.
I'm glad you came on tonight, man. Even though I disagree, I'm glad you.
You don't have to agree with me, brother. I still got love for you, because you are my brother.
Yeah, that's cool.
You are my brother, and I love my people, and I dislike anybody who try to shit on our people. And I can't listen. This is not my platform, but ain't no way in hell I would let another come on my platform and disrespect my people. And I watch this guy do this shit all the time.
You got proof of that?
Dick, I didn't see it, but I'm just saying. Dick,
you know why? Because if your mind is closed to it, and if you're not trying to listen, I hang on to every word people say. I don't just go along and get along and just sit down and key with cats. I don't do that, because there's a meaning behind what a person is saying. And if you walking out here and just letting cats drop lyrics on you like that, and you're not paying attention, you're slipping. Cause they can disrespect you right in your face, and you gonna laugh with them, and they laughing at you because you didn't even catch a damn thing they said to you, bro.
I'm laughing at you.
Look, bro, I'm not even talking to you, bro. I'm not even, bro.
But you talking about
hey,
me,
Fred,
so
Fred, please, bro.
Don't call Fred. Don't call Fred.
No, mute this man, Mike, because I'm not here to talk to him. I'm talking to these brothers.
Stop talking about me. They just keep me off your mind. Stop insinuating shit.
Anyway, brother, what you were saying, brother?
I was just saying, man, how do we as quote unquote believers advocate for something that goes against the very principle that we need to populate the world with quote unquote more Christians? It makes no logical sense.
Okay.
Let's just hold on.
Go ahead. I'm not gonna interrupt you. Go ahead.
The funny thing that I find is that I usually never hear Muslims advocate for this.
Mm-hmm.
I never hear it.
Right.
But somehow in America, I hear Black Christians advocating for the annihilation of babies in the womb that are, and these are the people that's already born because they weren't aborted, but they can advocate to get rid of other people. I understand what you're saying as far as the cases where somebody gets raped, molested. I understand those.
Of course.
What I am saying, Deacon, is straight up that it should not be where you can use that as a form of contraception because you didn't plan properly. That's what I'm saying, Deacon.
And I say respectfully and humbly to you, my brother, as a child growing up, and when I got my first dose of the Roni, whatever you want to call it, right? I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I was happy to be in the room, right? Now you got to think. Right. So you thinking about teenagers coming up and doing it for the first time. 9 out of 10, they're not getting no condoms. The girl ain't getting no condom. They just doing random stuff, just experimenting, and they probably seen a porn here and there. They couldn't wait to try it for real, right? So they get a baby out of this that they didn't even plan for. They didn't know what they was doing, right? Or when they do get to that situation, they might have the baby, or they might have parents who may be welcoming to the baby, but the child is so afraid of the parents, they go behind the parents' back and get an abortion. All kind of stuff happen, right? Because they are fear of their parents. Just didn't know if they would have just talked to their parents, they probably could have kept the child.
Children shouldn't be fucking, Deacon.
So all I'm saying, bro, it's so many different things that goes on in life where we really can't condemn people for the decisions they make, because if God forgives us, we supposed to forgive, because if we can't forgive people, God won't forgive us. So I'm not finna be throwing a stone and living in a glass house at the same time. So that for me, that's why I'm not ready to condemn people for making whatever decision, because at the end of the day, we all have to be judged accordingly. For I got to carry my own weight. You got to carry your own weight. I can't be. Listen, and let me ask you a question. Were you insinuating that I'm a Christian?
No, I just insinuated that you was a quote unquote believer. Your name is Deacon 305.
Right. And Fred gave me that name, but I am a spiritual son of God. I go by no titles. I grew past titles. The closer I got to God, the more I understood that titles are the division of our people. There are so many different denominations. People leave church and won't even speak to you. You know what I mean? Because you don't go to their church or their mosque or whatever. If you're not practicing their way of practicing, then you're not a brother or a sister. So I don't believe in the division. I believe in the spiritual God that created himself and the world, the heavens, and the people, man, us, the one God. There's no God but God, the one God. And if you believe in that one God, I rock with you. I don't care what you call him, because he made many people that speaks many different tongues, which is languages, that calls him by many different names. But universally, all recognize there's no God but one God. And if you own that wagon, I'm on that wagon too. regardless of what name you call him. But there's no title that I go by, because there's no title gonna save me. My personal relationship with God is a strong one. I have a personal relationship with God, which is a spiritual relationship. With a God is a. Hey, can you ask me that question, brother?
I said, do you think God wants you out here killing babies or advocating and protecting people that do?
What you were saying earlier, there, brother? You don't went mute on me, bro.
Oh, he talking to me.
Yeah.
Man, I lost my train of thought. Deke,
like a female.
Deke, I lost my train of thought. Man.
Go get an abortion, Deacon. Fuck, man.
Whatever
baby you got right there in your vagina.
And to you, my brother. I can't see your name anyway. Well, what's your name again, brother?
I'm KP from KC.
God don't like.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. What's up, KC? Hey, listen, bro. God is one of the biggest killers that you can't. God is the ultimate killer.
You better not be passing around collections after this.
You understand what I'm saying, brother? Shit. God is the ultimate killer. He's the ultimate life giver and the ultimate life killer. He'll take you out when he get ready.
No more Planned Parenthood.
Say it again, family.
Disagree on this. I said, Deke, even though we disagree on this one, it is what it is. I like to have discourse with brothers that I disagree with because it
absolutely. Listen, that's what grown men do.
This is my point, though, Deacon. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna say this, bro.
Yes, sir.
I try to use only logic and facts. I don't try to be emotional on this internet.
Right.
Emotion stuff don't give us the real truth of what's going on.
Right.
And you may disagree with me in the way I see God or whatever, whatnot. And I understand what you mean by the divisions and the titles. At the end of the day, there is no religious text, whether Islam, Buddha, Christianity, none of them, that will advocate for the murder of any person that's a baby. None of them. That's just my point, and I'm gonna leave it right there, and that's it.
Well, and again, 43 days, the spirit of God is not in that child, which is life. The life is not in that child. After that, it becomes a sin. That's bottom line.
Is that the Bible or is that something else? Or is that another like religion?
No, it's not in the Bible. But I tell you what, you know what? I'm gonna put it in your DM. How about that?
Mr. Gumbo says, I see why he's a deacon and not a pastor. Mr. Gumbo double backs and says, I'm not going to that church. Those deacons
are me. He said
those deacons.
He talking about me and deacon.
See, one thing about me, my good brother.
Chat is hilarious,
one thing about me, my good brother. I can tell you testimony after testimony about personal relationships and God, me and God, personal things. You understand what I'm saying? And if you can't tell me personal, right? So listen. So I'm gonna tell y'all like this here. Touch not my anointed, do my prophet. I'm gonna give y'all 3 people right now. 3 people. I'm gonna show you, man. Listen at this.
Deacon, let me get this
my
in
first
before you say that. Let me
go
get
ahead.
This in real quick. Deacon, you I'm gonna tell you, you have me ready to die laughing, bro, because sometimes you be sounding like you be standing up and you turn around at the same time when you telling the story. Go ahead, Deacon.
Okay. Now listen at this. My first cousin, not my second, third, fourth, or fifth, or whatever. My first cousin. He gave a cat a gun, a bulletproof vest, and we got into it. Dude shot me. He told the people I shot him. I don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, now move from that situation. Remember now, the guy, my cousin, gave a guy a gun and a vest to shoot me. The guy shoot me. Now, my brother, same mother, same father. I'm still trying to heal. I got a zipper and a tube coming out my side, right? He sits in my living room and tells me the dude that shot me, he gave him a pistol, a 9mm Glock, and an ounce of work, right? Now, I'm going to show you. Now, my cousin that gave the boy the gun and the vest, he turns around and shoot another one of my cousins in the stomach with a gauge. He's doing 35 years right now. See, I don't have to touch it. The boy that shot me, he's dying on his last legs right now. God bless him. I pray for them all. Trust that. My brother, who gave him the gun and an ounce of work, doing life plus 25 plus 25. Touch not my anointed. Do my prophet no harm. I don't have to put a hand on you. I have a personal relationship with God, bro. See, when people laugh and kid and joke and do all, you can do all that. But listen, all I do is pray for you. That's all I can do is pray for you.
You gonna pray for me, Deacon?
Absolutely. But I don't have to sit down and engage in nonsense. If I just because I pray for folks that don't believe I'm praying for them, bro. Trust that.
I'm gonna sleep better tonight knowing that. Thank you.
You don't have to, but I still pray for you. And if I say it, I mean it.
Yeah, let me.
And it's like that.
They've been waiting for a long. Let me get the super chat.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good. How can you be pro-black and pro-abortion? Shaking my head. Joe Biden today is urging the Supreme Court to protect abortion rights. Biden wrote the crime bill that targeted black men. At least Joe Biden is consistent.
Bars.
R. West.
Can we get Don DeMarco?
I got Champion Hard and Freight coming in next. What's up?
Hey, it's so many different things I could talk about on this topic, but my only thing is that my wife is a social worker. So just because you're pro-choice or pro-life or whatever, it doesn't mean that, hey, I'm pro-choice, so I think that you should, have an abortion. So I got 2 beautiful daughters. I hope that they don't have to go through that. But I will say my wife being a social worker, unless you know what the foster care and the child abuse and neglect is like in America, then you probably would have different thoughts in terms of your thoughts on abortion. So I know that none of you all are, unless you are a foster parent, my wife is daily trying to find people to adopt these kids, and nobody, I'm talking about families or just people who, it's like, oh, well, they want kids. No. And then for people to say that it's an anomaly. It's really not an anomaly. Right. I didn't, until my wife, I wasn't brought up in terms of knowing about kids and foster care, any of that type of stuff. But when my wife been a social worker, it's a lot of things. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get I had so many thoughts, but I don't even want to take up that much time. But in terms of sex trafficking, it's way bigger than people would imagine. Incest and rape, way bigger on a way. I can say I didn't believe it because I was not familiar with it. I still don't know anybody personally, but my wife sees this on a daily basis. This is real stuff that's going on, and nobody is taking care of these kids. Nobody, the foster care system is completely messed up. I'm talking about it is messed up. And unless you go down there and talk to somebody in your state and find out in your city about what's going on in these orphanages, it is messed up with what's happening to these kids. That's just my take, like I say, my point on it. Because I'm personally pro-choice. It does not mean that's something that I would do in my personal life, because I'm a believer as well. And, like you said, in terms of people want people to, Christians, we should multiply. I believe in that, but I'm also pro-choice because this is a woman's right to be able to choose something. And you'll talk about, bringing up, oh, well, women sleeping around and doing whole stuff. That's because that may be a woman that you may have messed around with and who made those decisions. But I'm here to tell you, all these women are not being whores and not committing.
That's right.
People assume all these things. My best friend told me, he said, well, she got all these kids, she must like having sex. That it's a complete fact. It's a fallacy for him to say that, because he didn't even realize that this woman was actually being raped by her husband, her own husband, who was raping her, who's actually in prison now. You don't know why this woman was acting a certain type of way or why she has all these kids, because we knew no background on this woman. That's just another separate story. But that is something that actually happened in real life. because people don't know what's really going on. Like I say, it's just a different take. It doesn't mean that, hey, I think that people should be using it in terms of, a form of birth control to continue to have these things, but it's not I promise you, it's not an anomaly in terms of incest and rape and all these things. It is not. It is really going on out here, and it is a serious thing that's impacting the community as a whole.
That's right. So as a community, should we not try to make sure we have fathers and mothers in most of these homes? Because we don't.
Oh, I 100% agree. That's why I'm in my kid's life. I'm 100%. I believe in that. But the reality is that's not what goes on. Like that is not what happens. I say, I just wish, like, it's a lot of social workers out there. I just challenge you all to please talk to a social worker. I know my wife was a child. I'm about to tell you a story if you didn't hear it before. I'm sorry.
I know a social worker who took the money, didn't get the abortion that she said she was getting, and now she got 2 kids that one of our black brothers is paying for, that he already gave her the money for, that she didn't do what she said she was gonna do with what they agreed to, brother. Oh, I know a social worker, so I don't just believe women's stories. No. And you know how? Wait, let me tell you how I got this story real quick. I didn't even get this story from the family member that did it. I got the story down the line from another woman, because women usually tell women the story. They don't tell it to me.
But I'm saying in her professional life, like my wife, so now she's a family finder, because kids who come into custody, her job, she works for a private agency. So she tries to get these children placed because nobody wants them. So before they get into the system, she tries to place them with family. And I know it sounds like all will be easy, but I promise you, family will come up with any excuse why they cannot take these kids. But before that, she worked for the state. I live in St. Louis. Before that, she worked for the state of Missouri, and she was a child abuse and neglect social worker. And I'm telling you, like, this stuff is, I promise you, like,
I'm in
it's
KC.
deep, like,
I'm in KC, so I know.
Exactly. So it's like, it's deeper than like what's going on. These kids, like I say, she tries to keep, because she was working with the state agency. She tried, now her current job is to keep them out of the state and to place them with families. And I promise you, family members will come up with any excuse not to take these kids on. And I'm talking about, that's literally all she does as a social worker now, as a family finder, because it's that serious in terms of trying to find places for these kids. And I'm telling you, it sounds good. And we all sitting up on this panel, and we would say, oh, if anybody in my family came into custody, I would be willing to take them. I would assume that too, but these people find so many excuses why they can't. Like, and it's men, it's women, it's married people, it's grandparents. All these people say why they cannot take care of these kids. Any excuse in the book.
No, I agree. I agree with your point, because that's one thing I was saying earlier too. Is like, it's a tough decision. It's like, do you kill your kid before they know their life's about to be trashed, or do you give them a trash life that makes them want to kill themselves? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're already in that situation, because as you talk about that, like I told people before, my mom was raised. My grandma was a foster parent. My mom got taken in, and my special needs aunt early, 2-3 years old, from foster care. So my whole existence has been foster. I don't know about all that shit, but that's what I'm saying is, even when people say just have the kid and give it up for adoption, that's the #1 place where these kids are getting molested and raped and fucking bad shit's happening to them. So really, you put them in a fucked up situation there too.
Antoine Fisher, right?
Yeah, still standing, still strong, for real.
And like I said, man, in a perfect world, I would love for these women to adopt these babies out, but it's so many variables, so many things, so many different avenues of stuff popping off, where sometimes it's just not perfect like that. And people are stuck with their own situation, and messed up as it is. Sometimes they have help, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they won't help. Sometimes even they're so messed up, they don't even know how to ask for help or receive help. They be so messed up, right? What about even in slavery, where the mothers was killing their kids because they didn't want them to be born in slavery? You know what I'm saying? There's so many things that goes on in life, man, that causes people to do certain things. You gonna condemn them mothers to hell because they didn't want
2022 though?
I'm speaking about a deeper situation here, brother. I get you, but you understand what I'm saying? That's why I say there's nothing new under the sun. We done been. Listen, man. There's so many situations that cause women to have to do in their mind what they doing. And sometimes somebody's there to help them, and sometimes it's not, man. And I'm not going to condemn somebody to hell because they had to make a decision for themselves, right? It may not be the thing that I would want them to do, but I can't control their life. I can't tell them how to live their life and how to deal with their pain. I can't tell them if it hurts or not. I can't say get over it. You got some people are so heartless, they just tell women and children to just get over it. You asked for it. Or you got it, now keep it. Or just so many heartless things that it just tells, and some people can't handle it and they commit suicide. And that's the unforgivable sin. You want to put somebody to an unforgivable sin? Where it's no come on, man. I'm just like, I'm not ready to do that because I'm not God. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna take the role of God. Because then I'm overstepping my boundaries.
It's funny how we say we're not God, but then we'll kill somebody if they break it.
Listen,
or we'll kill our baby if we don't want to.
Listen, man. When I say I'm not God, there's only one God, bro. I know the God that I'm speaking of. And I'm not going to play any games when it comes to God. I'm not going to play God in no one's life. Now, I can give advice. You can give me some advice. I can take it or don't take it. Right? There's a difference. But to condemn somebody to hell, condemn somebody and tell them that, I mean, people have to deal with, man, you just don't know what people go through internally, bruh. And if you don't know that pain, you can speak the way you're speaking tonight. You can be so nonchalant about it. But people are dealing with real live pain, man. And confusion, don't know what the hell to do, and sometimes left out there alone to make the damn decision. Sometimes it's just not the right decision, but left alone to make it.
That doesn't excuse anything, though, Deacon.
See what I'm saying?
See
what I'm talking about? Come on, man.
Don't excuse nothing, because you were going through pain, so you went and killed some grandma and took her purse.
Listen,
man, but he was going through shit, man. Like, you don't know, bro. You don't know what he been through. He was in the foster care system. That's why I killed that lady.
What's good, my good brother, Champion Heart?
Let's let Champion in. He's ready.
Champ.
My brother, how you doing? All right. What's going on,
Max? Too blessed to be stressed, man.
I'm gonna sign out. Appreciate y'all, fellas. I'm gonna get ready for the cooking section.
Hey, peace, King.
All right.
He didn't send it to me today.
Well, you didn't get it? Yes, you did.
No, I didn't get it.
Man, check for it, Fred. He cooking something. He ready.
No, well.
The two bald head niggas with beards need to get their shit together, man.
I didn't get it, dog.
Get your shit together, God damn it.
Cooking with the chin.
No, I ain't got no cooking with the champ. I'm looking at you right now.
Yeah, she said
twins, y'all gotta get your shit together, man.
She said she's
cooking butterfly salmon.
No, I didn't get it.
Asparagus.
Not on the third. Nothing from you on the third.
Did you? And you didn't get anything from Ariel?
No, it's okay, but go ahead. Well, I know you want to chime in on this.
No, I mean, not really, man. This is a touchy subject. This is something, man, that that's along the same lines of religion and politics. Because people have their beliefs. And a lot of what Deacon was saying, I agree with. We don't live in a perfect world.
Right.
Like he was saying, through trial and errors, is how people learn.
That's right.
And I mean, things happen in people's lives, man, and we don't know how people are going to deal with trauma, coming from those who are supposed to love them, are some of the main ones traumatizing them.
Right.
So,
hey, Champ.
Yeah.
Hey, I learned from what the elders told me not to do. That's how I learned.
Right. Right. I mean, I was told, certain things by my elders as well, but you as a young adult, as you're developing and growing, you're still gonna do things.
That's right.
It just is what it is, you know?
That's
Yeah,
right.
but killing a baby and having to worry about it later is a big mistake. To just everybody makes mistakes. Like this is what I'm saying. Like some of these things are like it's not,
Yeah,
running out of gas and shit, man. Like
I mean, like one of the things Deacon said that made sense. I mean, that's real easy to say that, Max, but look at the situation if your daughter comes home and she's been raped. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna force her to look at that
no.
child.
I think we all agree that
No,
that
we
is
agree
an
with you on that.
exception that should be had. But that's
Okay.
a very, very, very small percentage of abortions in the United States.
No, it's happening more than you think, man.
It's still
We
not
think,
happening enough for
we
that a law to
think
be made.
we think it's a small amount, but it's not. We think
Right.
that, but it's not. I'm telling you, it's crazy. My daughter, man, she's getting a master's in psychology right now, and I was trying to explain to her, baby girl, you're not gonna be able to save the world. I know you
Right.
want to.
Right.
I said you're not going to be able to save the world. And she was at this center where she was volunteering her time toward the children, and the trauma that had happened to these kids, man, from what they had experienced. She was like, she almost changed her mind. She had to go in another direction with the psychology because she thought she would be able to do something to help toward the children, but it was just too much for her.
Mm.
So it's so what we think is an anomaly, man. It's happening a lot more than what we think. I just sent it to you, Fred. Did you get it?
But it's gonna be hard to do it tonight. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because it's got it down. Yeah, it's got a download, man. That's right. Yeah, it's all good. No problem.
It's not all good, Champion Heart.
See if I
got fucking up.
Yeah,
It's not all good, champion. He made us miss a whole minute.
We sent it, man. I sent it to him.
I just got it. I just got it. Tortellini soup. I just got it.
Yeah, you just got it? Okay. All right. Okay.
We need that recipe, champ. We trying to cook something for Mother's Day, bro.
I feel you. I did something different on this one. I know that everybody doesn't eat meat, so I changed it up, and I did something on a vegan, aspect, so that people can kind of get that. And I'm going to be doing different things like diabetic food. That's something that's really hard to do, and you really got to know what you're doing when you're doing diabetic food, because a lot of times it's bland because you're not using any type of salt. So you really got to know what you're doing. So this is when you all going to really get to see some of my skills when I'm doing a diabetic food. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it'll be able to play tonight because it's still got to upload. I don't know if it uploaded that quick, Fred, but so you might not be able to play it tonight.
All right. I wanted to get everybody off because they've been waiting.
Yeah. Well, go ahead, man. I just want to chime in, man. Salute to my brothers. I'm actually getting ready to lay it down because I got to deliver this load in the morning. I got to be there by 7.
All right. Be safe.
Hey,
y'all.
be safe, King. Hey, man, I appreciate
it,
every last one of you cats, and I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep them prayers going. That won't stop. But I do not like clashing with my brothers. That's why I really had to take a break, because that's something I never like doing. It's like feeling like we're attacking each other. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that that's the proper thing to do. You know what I'm saying?
Can I tell you something deep?
Yes, sir.
Don't let the internet get you raised up like that, bro.
Oh no, man. That's why I back off, man. I back off.
All right, Jim.
Yeah, I got
We
a quick
disagree
question.
sometimes and agree and disagree. It's cool,
Yeah.
bro. That's
Absolutely.
what black people have to learn to do in general.
Absolutely.
Agree to disagree. Still
Absolutely.
come back, have tough conversations. See,
Absolutely.
if we can't have this conversation on the internet, more likely we can't even have this conversation in person.
Okay, and let me say
You
something
see
to
what
that,
I'm
real.
saying?
Yeah, and that's I love that, right? But there's nothing wrong with doing exactly what you just said, But when it goes down to trying to clown one another and acting like we're in preschool somewhere, that's a conversation I don't want to be involved in, because then the adults seems to leave the room and the kids come in. I don't want to do that. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That's why I don't have those situations when I'm online.
Yeah, man. And I notice I'm gonna shut up when I'm supposed to, and I'm gonna listen to you, and I'm gonna respect you, and I'm gonna try my damnedest not to disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be disrespected. You know what I'm saying? I just believe in that. You know what I'm saying? And if I have disrespected anyone before I go, I apologize, because that's not how I move, bro.
I forgive you, Deacon. I love you too, man.
Yeah, I love you too, and I forgive you. But and what I said, bro, maybe I need to talk to you where I can make it clear to you, and we can have a back and forth where we can where I can just say, hey, Max, look.
I'm open to it because you're wrong, so I'm open to it. Whatever you.
Okay,
whatever you
and
wanna
guess
say,
what? If I'm wrong, I can stand a straightening. But
That's good.
sometimes
Talk about that later. Let's let the new guy in.
I'll see you in the boxing section afterwards, man. I'm gonna let y'all go, man.
Yeah, peace out. Yeah.
Let's let the new guy in, y'all.
All right. Hey, peace and love, man. Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, Deacon. We got oh shit, I kicked you out by accident. Sorry. And Frightman, what's up?
What's good, Fred?
Hey, what's up? Thank y'all for waiting.
Oh yeah, no doubt. This is a real conversation, man. Like, it's weird too. Like, I'm a realist, right? So to a degree, so I can understand that no matter what is, people are gonna have different opinions, and there's gonna be people on different sides of the spectrum. But I don't understand in my view, the hypocrisy of being like, I'm for God and this and that and this and that, but you're okay with the murder aspect. And my question to that, and I'm somebody who believes the scriptures, but I'm not a Christian. That's another conversation. What will we have done for those folks that consider themselves religious or say they have such a close connection with God if Mary was pro-choice?
Damn, why you have to drop the bomb on them like that, bro?
Say it again, please. Say it again.
What would we have done if Mary was pro-choice?
If marriage was pro-choice?
If Mary was pro-choice, he's talking about Jesus.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he just hitting it with too much logic. In fact,
I'm just saying, like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense for people to be like, oh, God knows me. I got this close connection. No, not to disrespect nobody, because to each their own, but just the hypocrisy was silly to me. I just want, as long as people can make a lot of sense out of it, and whoever the brother was that brought it out too, if you harm a woman who is pregnant, like the penalty is double. So the child is acknowledged in that respect. So how is it not, on the other side of the spectrum? I don't know. There's a lot of picking and choosing when this is going to be a life and when it's not going to be. So,
bruh, but you do know back in that time that's why Mary and Joseph ran out because she got pregnant, quote unquote. She got pregnant by the Holy Spirit, and when women got pregnant back in the day and wasn't married, what did they do to them?
Well, that's where I disagree. I believe she got pregnant because Joseph had sex with her. But again, that's a different.
Okay. Well, let's deal with that. Let's deal with that aspect. Her and Joseph had sex.
Mm-hmm.
They wasn't married. And in that time, in the eyes of their government, they wasn't married.
But
they
listen,
stoned women. They stoned women.
I hear you, bro. I hear you, brother.
You asked the question, and I'm not against you or with you. I'm just opening up to a whole nother aspect of the question you asked. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I respect it. Not to detour the conversation like from off what the topic is, but just in Israelite culture back then, sex was marriage. Like you didn't have to get like have a ceremony or get on one knee or walk down no damn aisle. Like when you had sex, that was your wife at that point. So it wasn't like when Joseph slept with Mary, they were man and wife at that point. It wasn't like, oh, we got to go to the court and make sure the judge approve it. Like, no, we weren't. That's not how they did things, right? So, but again, that's a whole nother. But I don't know. I think it's. Do y'all agree with me when it's like people are picking and choosing when it's a life and when it's not?
That's how they do.
That's the part that don't make sense.
Mm-hmm. Everybody do. See, See, my point was, the reason why I called back in, Fred, was because when D come in talking about asking why are we talking about this, that's the very reason why I called back in. Why won't we talk about this?
We
Even
gotta
though it's
talk
not,
about it.
yeah, even though it's not a law, even though it's not in legislation yet, it's something that needs to be talked about.
That's right.
And then he said something about people coming in and dressing up their opinion to make it look good. He dressed up his opinion. He dressed up his opinion and couldn't back it up with no facts. See, we can't do that. If we're gonna have a conversation, yeah, if we're gonna have a conversation and we're gonna talk about topics such as this, then just give your opinion and don't try to step on what the whole panel had to say about it.
That's right. I like the analogy.
See, by him coming in saying that, it just proves my theory is this, guys that's listening. I like to have disagreements with people that disagree. We can disagree, but the point is that most people are only trained to look at things how they feel, not based on the facts. The evidence could be laying right there in front of them. They're still, well, I felt this person shouldn't have did this. I feel. Temperature has just changed in the room, so I feel a little bit warmer. I feel a little bit colder. That's why I don't use the words feel and all that.
That's why they came up with it.
A lot of men today use feel. A lot of men. So if the men are using the word feel a lot, then you know the women are.
That's real. No, the analogy you brought up earlier too was spot on when you mentioned that one boxer, you know, has been through a car wreck and it didn't seem to deter his career, but we're not going to act like that's the rule. We're not going to act like, you know what I mean? So I get it. I think all of us agree too, like the brother said earlier, if somebody was, you know, unfortunately violated or something like that, you know, nobody wants to see her have to go through something that she didn't choose, but let's not act like this is the overwhelming majority or even a significant amount in comparison to how many times this takes place. You know what I mean?
I want to read.
It's go ahead, Fred. It's like somebody black saying we got a ton of billionaires in America.
Exactly. That's a good point.
And this is the USA Today 2019. Okay, so pretty credible source. Just 1% of women obtain an abortion because they became pregnant through rape, and less than 0.5% do because of incest, according to Guttmacher Institute. Yet the battle over exceptions for both has garnered outsized attention in the national abortion debate.
Wow.
That's how rare those situations are.
But that's the same thing as police shootings. God bless the dead. But when you cut CNN on, and believe me, I've fallen prey to this.
Yeah.
You cut CNN on, you like, God damn, they killing niggas every day, B. like for real, man. You think it's thousands,
right.
But it's only been 100 in 2021. I don't want to say only. God bless the dead.
Amen.
There was 134 police killings, and a small percentage of them were without weapon. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Less than 50% of them were without weapon. So that means the person that the police shot had a weapon. Now, I'm not justifying. I'm still team the police are wrong and unjustified shooting.
Right.
For sure, 100%. Ahmaud Arbery, I mean, is basically me. You know, I mean, I run every day. If I see a property under construction, I'll sneak in that motherfucker. I ain't lying. I do it all the time. You know, and
I've done it. I've walked into properties like that myself.
So
we've all done it because we want to see what kind of elevation it had. I might decide to try to make an offer.
Sure, you're right. All that stuff is true. So
Yes.
Ahmaud Arbery hits extremely home. I know it wasn't a police shooting. I know someone's gonna say that, but similar examples. And Breonna Taylor makes no sense to me.
No.
And
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Everyone's live.
So
that's where I'm at with it, man. But I just wanted to add that to the conversation because that was a hot button.
Oh no, you make perfect sense, man. Real talk. Like I think as a so-called black man in America, we're almost trained to get a little bit nervous when dealing with law enforcement. But when you really look at the numbers and just put things in proper perspective, I'm more nervous walking around the south side of Chicago or in the wrong, neighborhood in Cali than I am being pulled over by a police officer. I'm just saying.
You know what's funny? You said south side of Chicago because when I was sneaking to Chicago doing my doing 9 wides, right? I was flying to Chicago.
Yeah.
And I did Instagram stories on this too. I purposely bought like those bottled sodas to carry because I couldn't carry a weapon on me. So I purposely carry because I was by myself. And you live in LA, you like, God damn, they killing niggas every day in Chicago. You know,
you want somebody to think you got something.
So I purposely went to 7-Eleven or a Quick Stop, whatever it was, and bought a soda that had a glass can.
See, Fred be speaking gay, man. See,
a glass bottle because I just didn't know. I didn't, I was in Chicago by myself,
Yeah,
that's Chicago, bro.
It's the
and
truth,
I live
man.
close enough to it to drive to it. I don't even like to even go through that joint because like it makes no logical sense that the no gun zone got all these murders.
Yeah,
but you
can go right across the line to get guns.
Yeah, but see, here in Houston, we got, man, our road rage is up. I mean, I'm talking about, I think we probably got the worst road rage.
Dang.
So some places I don't even drive. Man, you could be driving down 45 and motherfucker get mad cause, you could let him over. And he'll still get mad and pull out and start shooting.
Damn.
So you down here, you could be riding on the highway. That's a hot zone for us. You know what I'm saying?
But see, and then it's funny. Just it got to fit a certain criteria for it to make public news. You know what I mean? That's not worried about the thousands of niggas killing each other. And unfortunately, I had to say it like that. But let one white cop kill an unarmed black man, which is still tragic. I'm not trying to undermine that, but I think we got to get a priority straight, man. These tired narratives ain't really helping.
Facts, though. We got to get our priorities straight, bro. You can't be running around here mad because one cop shot a brother, but 3 brothers on your block that done killed 2 or 3 dudes yourself.
Yeah.
But you mad, though. You want to go riot and burn the station down.
And
you ain't going to your cousin.
That's true.
You ain't going to your cousin Ray house to turn him in for the 25 racks because you don't want to be a snitch, but you ain't in the game anyway. You work the job.
You know what I'm saying? And we be ready to kill that cop. We need to throw him under the jail, but when it's us, it's free to homie.
Well, I mean,
it's free to homie t-shirt. There's a difference, bro. He's a menace.
There's a difference. That's like when you got a little brother, you can pick on him. You know what I'm saying? You can bother him and shit, but when somebody else do it, it's a fucking problem. So that's the same difference.
I mean,
the same as murder, bro.
I'm saying we talking about killing.
Bro, come on, man.
We talking about killing though, man.
We talking about killing though, Cal.
I'm saying why it's a big deal. I'm saying why it's different when a white man kills a black man versus a black man.
I mean, I see your point. I mean, if I was talking
see your point.
Like if we talking about just saying nigga or this and that, I kind of get it. But when it's like murder, man, I feel like if we really love our people like that, then we should be paying attention to where most of the bleeding is taking place.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, it ain't cops killing us.
Nope, it's us. I mean, and myself personally, bro. I got a younger brother that was murdered in 2005.
I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
And look, 2005, and it was a sea of black people outside when it happened, but nobody turned the people.
No one turned.
So y'all want me to get mad for what?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I ain't running out there for that. I'm gonna let them same brothers that been running out there for all this social justice keep running out there while they keep building new homes for $6 million off of taxpayers' money that they got in donations.
Man, social justice was a come up, bro. Look at Black Lives Matter.
That's right.
Man, the biggest come up going, bro. They hustling.
And they was all lesbian.
Real good.
That's right.
They all lesbian.
That's part of the criteria.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Think about how crazy this is, though. this is the funniest thing to me though. So the women that protested and wanted the people to have the right to get same-sex marriage are the same women that don't even want to be married. You can't make this shit up.
Damn. Yo, why you doing like that?
I just like to tell the truth, bro. I can't lie.
And I'm wondering too, like, we live in a strange time. Like, you can't even really, without being disrespectful to nobody or exclude nobody or about being a bigot, define what a woman is. But now we like lobbying for women's rights. Like, I could technically qualify under this weird shit that people, be trying to spew.
Yeah, you heard about old buddy who said he was a lesbian and got into the women prison and knocked up 2 inmates.
Knocked up 2 of them. He's a genius, bro.
So I'm
He's
saying,
a
like,
genius.
He got game.
We don't know who the woman is. We don't know what a child is. It's just crazy.
Why we even having this conversation? Because people don't even know what a woman is. So we don't know if men can have abortions now.
That's what I'm saying.
We can't even be talking. Matter of fact, we can't even be talking about this. Men can have abortions now, according to them.
Nah, they don't know what a woman is. I do. I don't know about y'all.
But they the ones arguing for it though.
Yeah, I know. They can argue about themselves. I'm not a part of that argument.
That's crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna get out of here, y'all.
Man, I appreciate y'all. Yeah, y'all can give y'all closing remarks.
Sure, man. I just appreciate you having me on, man. It's a dope conversation as always, man. I'll tap in, when you go live again. Thanks for giving us a platform to speak on it, man. This is real. Yep.
Yeah.
Peace out, y'all.
Yes.
I knew it would be a house divided tonight for sure. Oh, I knew it would. Yeah. What you got, man? I appreciate you, KP. What you got for us tonight? Your final words. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Fred. Good for having a conversation. I was up tonight, so I said I'm gonna stick up and ride it out.
Thank you, dog.
Cal, what you talking about later, man?
It's fight week, I guess.
Who fight this week?
Bibble fights this week. He's the favorite, man.
Oh, okay. That's right. The
He the favorite for real?
Nah, he my favorite. I think he gonna win.
Man, you crazy,
All right,
Fred.
dinner.
Fred. With a fight today.
Dinner, Fred. Let's bet dinner.
Huh?
Bet dinner.
Huh?
If you can here.
I would take you to dinner anyway. Like, that's not a bet for me. That's something I would do.
No, don't flood me with it.
I would pay for dinner anyway if we went out. So that's
I'm
not even.
Don't flood me with me, dog.
Nah, man, I wouldn't do that.
All right, man. I'm gonna drop on off, man. I'll holler at y'all. Cal, if you pop it on, man, I'll jump in there.
No, I'm on. As soon as we leave here, I'm on.
Yeah, right, Cal. You be passing out in 10 minutes.
Listen. I started up, and then you know what I mean? Niggas don't understand. My show was never.
You hand the ball off, huh?
Huh?
You hand the ball off sometime, huh? You just hand the ball off sometime.
All the time. Listen, I only got 2 hours for y'all. That's it. Damn near just an hour for real. After that, nigga, it's a free for all, man.
Cal, that's how
the reason why the show even lasts. The only reason why I kept the show going, people don't even understand. I used to cut the show off all the time early. Bang. The only reason why it go on without me is because Santos, he needed somebody to keep him up while he was on the road driving. So that's how the show
Santos is
lasting that long.
Yeah, Santos was rolling, man. Santos was rolling. He kept it going, him and Picasso and DJ.
Yeah. But so the reason why they kept it going because he the one that needed to keep it going, so he could stay up. Yeah. So after my 2 hours,
bro, I'm dropping there.
Appreciate you.
I don't blame you, bro. All right, bro.
Fred, man, keep your foot on these suckers' necks.
Anything you want to say? Anything you want to add or take away from the conversation? Because I know you didn't get a chance to say much.
No, I didn't need to say much, man.
Okay.
It was a conversation. It was a conversation.
Yeah, I don't either way. I knew it would be both sides. I knew it would be, So I'm excited.
Everybody trying to bully Mex, man.
Bully Mex, yeah. And that was a great conversation too. You know,
I'm straight, man.
He can know he can't talk to another man to his face and he be quiet. Oh man, it's cool. They'll be at your platform later. That'll be great.
Most definitely, man. In the words of the great philosopher DB Fredro.
Yeah, hopefully DB as well, because I know he just got done with Ramadan. So hopefully he had a successful Ramadan.
Play the song, Fred.
Yeah, man. Checks and balances, man. Go order that, man. Man, this was a great show. And Fred's talked the least tonight. See, it's always better when I shut my mouth up.
Junior, go lay down, boy.
When I don't say nothing, the show just be amazing. When Fred talks, oh, the show goes.
I know we couldn't make it, even when I'm off beat. I still land on my feet, and nothing can shake me, cause I know my time. This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a break with no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games can play, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do.
It's a great show, y'all. The women came out in the chat tonight. I love it. I love it. She's like, these niggas got all these Bible verses, but killing all the people in the community. Say it again. Say it again. I love that. I appreciate y'all coming out, man. You should have beamed in. Beam in. You welcome to beam in. We get a full conversation. You know what I mean? It's important. When I was younger, I didn't have an opinion on abortion. No opinion on it. Didn't care. You have your first child. For me, just, you know what I mean? Now I'm passionate about everything I believe in. No passivity at all. Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming. Appreciate you, Deacon, Fright, Max, KP. Appreciate you hanging out with me. Man, it was a bunch of y'all, man. God damn. What's up, DW? It was a, man. Thank y'all for beaming in, man. We had 10 beam-ins, man. I like the engagement, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, good job, man. I just talked over Rob G. My bad, Rob G. My bad, dog. My bad. Life's a play with no rehearsal. Then come for your role. Take it personal. Cause the devil is. Do a movie about Jesus, Jesus. That's always what you do. Hey, what's up, JR? What's up? Hey, love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Great show, man. Let's double back tomorrow and have a greater show, man. Appreciate y'all.